Hi everyone, I'm Martha Lovett from Naples, New York, and today I have the awesome privilege and honor of talking to you about the new Philadelphia cooking creams that Kraft is launching this month. They've come out with 4 absolutely delicious flavors. You're going to love all of them. But for the moment, I'm going to be using the Italian cheese and herb cream, and I've got a very quick and easy recipe for you. It's basically Italian cocktail meatballs. They're a little different than you've normally had, but you're going to love them. And it only takes a few ingredients. I started my butter melting here in the pan, and I'm going to add some flour to it so that we can make a roux. You want to mix it up well and make sure that all the flour gets incorporated with the butter, and give it a few minutes to cook down, because you don't want your roux to taste like flour, obviously. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Okay. While this is cooking down, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Italian cheese and herb cooking cream. This cream is almost the consistency of sour cream and cream cheese mixed together, but the flavors in it are phenomenal. It's full of Romano cheese, Parmesan cheese, garlic, my favorite. And what's really nice about it is that it takes the place of having to stand at the stove making your cream sauce for any of your meals. This is perfect to put over steamed vegetables, potatoes, noodles. It's so handy, and it really does save you a lot of time. Now my roux has basically gotten kind of brown. I think we're in pretty good shape here. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, because when I add my liquids, I don't want it to suddenly just bubble over. I've got a cup of beef stock. We'll add that in. And I've got some Worcestershire sauce. This gives it just a little bit of a different flavor. We're going to mix this all together. Get it nice and blended. And we're going to bring it up to a boil and then let it cook down just a little bit to get the flavors melded and to thicken it up. That's what your flour was for, to help thicken up your sauce. So we'll let that get good and hot. And while that's cooking, I'm going to tell you about these other cooking creams. Our 3 other flavors are original, Santa Fe, and savory garlic. The original, you really almost can use this in place of cream cheese in just about any recipe that you might be adding your own flavors to. The Santa Fe, you're going to love this. My husband and I love to cook Mexican food, spicy food, and this is the perfect way to do it. We can put it over enchiladas, we can mix it into soups. I think you'll find that this is one of the most versatile, especially if you have a fear of cooking international foods. This is a great way to make some great Mexican foods. And then we have the savory garlic, which I have to admit is my favorite because I absolutely love garlic. Next week you'll be seeing some recipes using the savory garlic, so I'm not going to talk too much about it today because we want that to be a surprise. Oh, this is looking good. Looking good. It's gotten thicker. It's nice and brown. You can see how thick it is. I'm going to reduce the heat now. I might even pull it off the burner for the moment because I'm going to add my cooking cream. And since my cooking cream is right out of the refrigerator, I don't want to add a cold product to a very hot product. It basically might curdle or bubble up, and it's not going to be the consistency that you want. I'm going to let that cool just a little bit. Okay, into the pan, I'm going to put the entire 10-ounce tub. This is so easy. This is the perfect way to make your sauce. And now I'm going to bring it back over to the burner. Again, I've got it on low at the moment so that we can mix it up without getting it too hot. It's got a nice color to it. This is a beautiful thick sauce. And it didn't take me an hour and a half to do it. This is perfect. Now comes the hardest part of this entire recipe. I've got some frozen meatballs that I've thawed. I have about 24 of them, and I'm going to add them to the dish. There we go. Mix them in. At this point, now that your meatballs have been added, you can just put a lid on the pan and let them cook on low to medium. You don't want it too hot. Let them cook about 15 minutes so that your meatballs get heated through nicely. You can even go longer than 15 minutes. Just stir them occasionally. I'm going to put them in my crock pot though, because that's where I'm going to keep them warm. This way, if I'm bringing them to a party or if I have people coming over for cocktails, they're right here in the crock pot. They'll be good and hot when people are ready to eat them. Oh, they just look delicious. And if you could smell them, they smell awesome. You know, this is really a nice, simple recipe, but what's also nice is that it's different. You know, if you go to a lot of parties or have a lot of parties and you find that you're always serving the same hors d'oeuvres, this is a great way to switch it up a little bit. All right, now I can scrape this in. There we go. We've got all that luscious cream into our pot. See how simple that is? We've got a beautiful, nice white cream sauce that's loaded with flavors. And after these have been in here for a little while, they're going to become even more flavorful. We'll turn it on to low and put the lid on it. Now, how simple was that? I'd like to thank you for joining me today, helping me to make my Italian cocktail meatballs. And I would like to thank Kraft and the Real Women of Philadelphia for giving me this opportunity. It's very exciting, and I'm very pleased to have been able to share my ideas with you. Thank you.